I think it will just be good wicket. There's no grass on it, so there won't be.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another lockdown episode with your host Yash Khandor, only exclusively on the International Cricket Network ICN 360, brought to you in association with Bonsa Health. Someone who was referred to as the greatest finger spinner back in 2016 by the English coach Duncan Fletcher when England toured Pakistan to the UAE. Our guest on the show tonight is someone who can boast of a first ever test match cricket wicket, of a batsman that every single bowler in this world would like to associate his name with. Our guest on the show tonight is someone who made a mark for himself on the cricketing landscape courtesy a series of rollicking performances, especially his unique ability of picking wickets even on flat and dead wickets. Despite all his cricketing heroics, our guest tonight is someone who stands out primarily for his quiet determination and, most importantly, a sense of modesty that he never seems to lose. Without any further delay, allow me to welcome before you our guest on the show tonight, Mudhsuden Singh Panesar, referred to affectionately in the game of cricket as Monty Panesar. Hey, hi Monty, how are you?
Hi, yes, thank you for a lovely introduction.
Oh, thank you, it's a pleasure. Firstly, a warm welcome to you from me, ICN 360 and all our fans here. It's a pleasure to host you. These are tough times, like you know. I mean, everybody's fighting with COVID, everybody's dealing with the lockdown. How are you coping up with things? How are things at your end?
Yeah, well, we've extended the lockdown measure here in the UK, and the government seemed to be gradually getting the schools to reopen again. So the students from year 10, year 12, and year 6 are looking to come back, especially the ones who are doing GCSEs. But then also we have the year 12 students, which are the, sorry about that, A-level students. So they're starting to reopen the schools again. And also sports is another one, which we are going to talk about later on the show.
Perfect. So let's drive straight, talk business, right? A Sikh boy born in Luton, he goes on to play for the English cricket team. It's like a Bollywood film, isn't it? I know a lot of people must have played a role. Who played the most important role in this? Obviously, it has to be you and your efforts, but apart from that, your parents.
Yeah. I guess my family played a big role because, my family were very supportive of my passion. Sometimes, from a South Asian community, we generally focus on education because we know in the long term it's the most sustainable source of income. But sometimes when, certain children, or we always have a member of the child in the family, a few people will have different interests, different passions. I would always encourage them to follow their passions, and my parents did that with me. They knew I enjoyed playing cricket, I enjoyed training. They encouraged me to keep pursuing my dream and my passion.
Great. I also have one more point related to your career. Like, I remember reading about you. You started off as a fast bowler, left-arm fast bowler, and then you turned into a spinner. What was the reason? I mean, was there somebody who come and told you something, or were the circumstances that way?
Yeah, well, I'm from Bedfordshire, that's the county in the UK, and I was at Sandy College, which is north of Bedfordshire, and I was bowling fast there. And then we had Paul Taylor, who was a Northants coach, and Tony Pemberthy. And Paul Taylor was a left-arm seamer, so I thought I'll learn a few tips from him to bowl faster. Because I always wanted to, bowl like Wasim Akram. But I just couldn't get fast. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't. I wasn't a fast bowler. I couldn't get my ball to bowl quickly. So he said, try spin bowling. You got really large fingers. And I started to bowl spin, and the ball was ripping, and I was bowling it off a length. And that was it, really. That's when he said to me, you shouldn't change anything. You should always, just to stick to spin bowling, because I think this is far better than you bowling fast.
You mentioned Coach Taylor. I think there's another incident. So, like they say, the biggest room in this world is the room for improvement. And your story of fielding in cricket from where you were to where you ended up. I remember this incident with Nick Cook. I don't know what county you were playing for, maybe Derbyshire, I'm not wrong. And then there was a very funny incident where Nick Cook was trying to get you guys fielding tips, and if you drop a catch, then you probably have to lose one of your apparel or whatever. So walk us through this journey. What inspired you a lot to become the very good fielder that you were eventually?
Yeah, I guess for me it was just a sheer passion of improving myself. Sometimes you get really obsessed in getting better, and it's a really good thing, you know. But also you should look to switch off as well. You shouldn't just think about cricket all the time, 24/7. Sometimes it's nice just to switch off, do something else, come back to it. And I always found that I really enjoyed training, but then my parents always encouraged me to do education as well. So they thought that if I didn't become a cricketer, then I did have education to fall back on. So if you want to follow your passion and your dreams, I think you also need to listen to your parents. Every parent has a different approach to life. Mine had that I should do education, and also they allowed me to train as well.
Let's get to the big point. Everybody, I think, talks to you about it, right? Your first ever wicket in Test match cricket. I mean, everybody knows who it was. How was that feeling? You got Sachin Tendulkar out at his home ground in Wankhede. And I've read and heard about you. I've heard you talk at a few places where you said you actually respected and revered Sachin Tendulkar more than any other player, probably, especially among bowlers. How was that feeling for you? How did it sink in?
Yeah, I guess one of the great things about playing our beautiful game is you get opportunity to bowl to some of the greats of the game, and whenever you come across the likes that Sachin Tendulkar, who we all know is a genius and a master, either your performance level goes up or you don't face up to that challenge. And most times than not, all the greats of the game, they want you to bowl at your best. They want you to bowl your best deliveries at them, and then they quite enjoy the competition and the challenge. So for me, I just seem to get better focus, better concentration. I would have a bit more energy into me. I'll have a bit more snap into me, because he was such a great player that you just wanted to bowl well against him. That's all you wanted to do. You never think to yourself, oh, I want to get him out. You just think, oh, I want to bowl really well against Sachin, because there's a mindset where you think, well, he's going to hit me for 4s and 6s anyway. But if I bowl really well, then he'll probably won't hit me for as much. And then I was scared. I was scared to bowl. To like Sachin Paji. He just naturally puts fear into you because of how great he is. So it makes you focus a bit better, and you just want to bowl good deliveries at him. That's all you want to do.
Very good insight. It adds fear to you, but it adds more focus. That's something that a lot of young fans coaching can probably relate to as well. That's one way to handle fear, I guess. The next one is this iconic picture you see on the screen. 233 for 9, 11 and a half overs to go. England are trailing by 6 runs. Jimmy Anderson is at the other hand with a tool in his hand that he's not that great a master of. Monty Panesar walks in, and you guys bat out an hour or more against the likes of a fired up Peter Siddle and Nathan Horrocks, who was in his prime back in the day on a spinning wicket. This is unarguably one of the greatest escapes ever in the history of Test match cricket. And to add to it, it's the Ashes. What was going through your mind? What did you guys actually talk in the middle? That's something nobody ever knows about.
Yeah, look, the funny thing is when there's the expectation isn't much on you, then what you end up doing is you end up thinking that actually we're going to lose this Test match anyway. I'm averaging 4. I don't have a lot of, it's not a lot of expectation. So when that's the case, then that's what the whole team is expecting, the opposition is expecting that, and the whole public. But Jimmy and me, I was really calm at the crease, very calm, very relaxed, knowing that I'm going to get out anyway. It doesn't really matter. I'll just take it ball by ball, and eventually I'll get out. But that never came. We took it to 69 deliveries. And we batted for 40, 45 minutes, and we managed to save the Test match.
There's definitely the finest games. I mean, even when you hear the commentary right now, the commentators did justice to it as well, I must say. The next iconic picture is this. Wankhede and the English cricket team, there's a very unique love story about it. And you, along with Swanee, I mean, that series, I'm from Bombay personally. I can tell you there's one thing that stings me ever in my cricket following career. It has to be that game at the Wankhede. You were brilliant, you were top notch. Obviously, Cook had a phenomenal series as well. 186 by Peterson at Wankhede, everybody talked about. But those 10 wickets that you took there, I mean, if a Peterson could score 186, Indians had a lot of great batsmen who could do it too, but you didn't really let them do it. How big was that series for you in terms of, in context of your career?
Yeah, that was a big series because you always want to win in India. That's something that's very difficult. It's been 28 years since we last time, England won in India. And also, it's a team game. Like, you need the batsman to score very quickly, so there's enough time to bowl the opposition out. And the likes of Peterson scoring very quickly helped us then to give us enough time, to get the Indian team out. Because as an overseas team coming into India, you need to spend a lot of time at the crease so that wicket breaks up. And it's very difficult. You see a lot of overseas oppositions. Either they come to India and they bat long periods of time, but they bat slowly. But you don't find many that bat quickly.
Right.
And then you'd I had a good keeper. Then Swanee and myself were good. Good for each other. And that wicket, helped us. We bowled a better pace than the Indian spinners. They bowled slightly slower. We bowled a lot more quicker on that pitch. They were bowling slower on the pitch as well. So, yeah, it kind of felt like we just bowled a better pace on the wicket.
So you mentioned pace. That's one point I was actually going to touch upon later, but now that you brought it up, I've always seen you and followed you throughout your career. You always tend to bowl a little quicker, and that's why you got a lot more purchase sometimes. And more than the purchase, you hurried the batsman. When it spins at that pace, I see that with Ravindra Jadeja these days. I think he's a little more quicker, maybe because of the one-day format that he plays. But was that a specific strategy that you were taught, or you developed, or you realized yourself? How did that come to you?
That just came what's natural to us. Me and Swanee both played at Northampton. We bowl with slightly quicker pace. And I think when the Indian spinners did try to bowl with a quicker pace, they didn't get it to turn because they're used to bowling slightly slower. And that pitch already had a 4-day game on there. So I think Duncan Fletcher wanted the pitch to be turning. And if there wasn't a Ranji Trophy match on there, on that pitch, that probably would have suited the Indian spinners. It suited us because when we were bowling on it, it was like a day 6, day 7 pitch. And, at the end of it, became like a day 10 pitch. So, the pitch was very easy for us to bowl on. We knew how to bowl on turning decks, and we knew how to bowl with pace. So, yeah, look, it would have been a different story if we didn't have the Ranji Trophy match on there. If it was a fresh pitch, I think India would have probably won that Test match.
And you mentioned Swanee. I mean, this is probably one of the finest spin bowling pairs that England has ever produced. What kind of camaraderie do you guys share even off the field? I mean, on the field, everybody knew you were partners in crime. Swanee played a lot more limited over cricket than you. We'll come to that question later. But how are you off the field with each other?
Yeah, look, I've played a lot with Swanee at Northampton, and I think he's a very funny guy. He's got a great sense of humour. We get along, really well. Spinners tend to get along well, along with each other. And yeah, he's a very, very funny man. He does some great accents, very witty man, and everyone really enjoys him in the dressing room.
So when I was mentioning limited overs cricket, that's a very interesting question. You have an ODI career of 10 months, a Test career of 7 years. Was that your personal choice to actually focus on the ultimate format of the game, the purist of the game, call it the ultimate format, and that actually is a real test of character?
I think I wanted to, play more one-day cricket, but I think Swanee became a better option, and he was good at what he would do. So yeah, he was a better player when it came to like both formats. And when I was playing the test matches, he was playing one dayers. So yeah, and in England you only need one or two spinners, unless you play two spinners you can bat. Then the likes we have right now with Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid, who both can actually bat as well. So yeah, you definitely need two. If you're a spinner, you definitely need to bat to play ODI cricket more than I did, more than 10 months.
You mentioned a lot of high points in your career up till now. 15 minutes, summed up a lot of stuff. This is a very interesting question. What game or series would you say was actually a turning point in your career?
I think I would say probably the first, the series that I played against Pakistan. In India, that sort of a honeymoon period. Then Sri Lanka took my first FIFA. But then against Pakistan, which they had a much stronger team. And at Old Trafford, I remember bowling really well, and the pitch, suited my style of bowling. That kind of started to, change a lot. People started to take a lot more notice. And then taking my first FIFA at Perth against Australia in my Ashes debut kind of really changed a lot. So I think it was just that, I wasn't just a good bowler on helpful conditions. I was like sort of a good bowler in all conditions. And then I think, definitely a lot changed.
So we mentioned a lot of points where you had high points in your career. Is there something about your past that you feel you could have done differently?
I wish I had a personal trainer all the time. It made a huge difference. Yeah, having a personal trainer and they help you with your fitness. They also they're there to you can talk about anything that's going on in your life as a friend. So yeah, I think personal trainer is something that I wish I had, because I probably would have been a lot more athletic, much more better in the field. I felt like I wasn't quick off the mark. My speed wasn't as quick as it needed to be, and a personal trainer would have worked with me. So yeah, that's one thing I think I missed. When I played professional cricket, was having my own my own trainer.
With fitness taking so much importance in cricket these days, I can relate to what you're saying. This is a very interesting question. You always said playing in India was special. So how was your feeling like when you played in Mohali? Your family was there to support you. Everybody was there, and I mean it's traditionally the area of Sikhs. So how did you feel when you go out there and play at Mohali?
Yeah, look, I felt like people, felt very proud that it's a guy from England, Sikh person playing against us, and a lot of crowd did turn up, and it was a very proud moment. Let's be honest, since we look at the history of the two countries, with the British Empire, and then giving opportunity for people from India to come to England to get a better quality of life, and then sort of having an Indian background guy who's born in England to play in India is a lovely story, isn't it? It's a kind of a celebration of both countries.
There's one more thing that I wanted to actually ask you. There's been a story of mental health and like issues of paranoia surrounding you. How did these actually manifest in the first place? And what did you do to fight and come out of it?
Yeah, look, everyone goes through difficult periods. And I think one of the difficulties is, especially in South Asian communities, we tend to not talk about, maybe mental health difficulties or issues. And sometimes because we don't believe that they exist. Now, sometimes, you can get into life where the pressure of life is slightly greater than it has been. And I believe it's really important that you talk to people. You should have 5 people that you talk to, you have 5 fingers, have 5 people that you can talk to whenever you feel down. You can always call them up, go and see them. You need to have that in life, because there's always times when you don't feel great, and you need to have them sort of 5 people where you can talk to and share your problems. And like they say, when you share your problems with people, it's a problem halved. So yeah, it's very important, if you talk to people, I think talking helps a lot.
You mentioned in 2019, you want people to remember the good Monty, but it takes a while to forget the bad one. What was the context in which this line was said? Because I think a lot of media people took it in a very sensationalizing way and sensationalized the news. What was the real context when you said that?
What was the question? Sorry.
So I remember in 2019 you said you want people to remember the good Monty, but it takes a while to forget the bad one.
Well, I think what it is that when I was going through my sort of slightly tougher times, people kind of thought I was a bad egg in the dressing room. And, you know, human nature is to remember the things which are sticking, you know, the things which hurt people, the things, you know, like you say, hurtful comments, you know, like old traditional sayings or quotes. You point your finger at one person, you got three fingers pointing back at you. And that's just nature, you know. People tend to hold on to things that you've said, like bad stuff or negative stuff about people or poor attitude, poor behavior. That sticks in people's mind. It just naturally sticks longer in people's mind than something that you've done really good. You know that old saying, you know, all you have to say is one bad thing to one of your best mates, and that's it. You can lose the trust with that mate, you know, for 5 to 10 years. You've built up such a great relationship, and you could do one bad thing, and suddenly, you know, you lose the whole trust. So I think what it is that's why it's important to talk about these things. Like, you know, I don't know what people think of me. People could think of me, well, Monty, you know, we loved Monty when he loved cricket, but then we also saw, you know, the other side of Monty, which, you know, which was the bad side of Monty, you know, which when he wasn't great, when he was frustrated, how he behaved. And, you know, it's up to the humans themselves. You know, I can do whatever I can to get myself, you know, I'm fully 100% better now, mentally and physically. And we as human beings are creatures of habits. We get into good habits, suddenly everything falls into place and everything is in a good place. And, you know, there'll be people out there who'll be thinking, yeah, I've got great memories of Monty. I think Monty's a great guy. And, you know, will think of me in a positive manner. There'll be others who'll be thinking, oh, but, you know, his behavior wasn't that great, or look how he behaved when he didn't get a decision in a match. You know, cricket is by and by a muscle. He just grunted. Or what about that, you know, drop catch from a fielder? Look how he got angry. You know, there's many different things that people, you know, catch on to, or how he behaved off the field. So all you can do as a human being is help yourself. That's what my mentor said to me, Dave Parsuth, who, you know, rest in peace, he passed away. He said, I think what you need to do is help yourself. As long as you're helping yourself, then gradually, you know, people who probably haven't got, you know, don't think of you in a positive manner, or don't think of see you in maybe that best light, that they would change as well. You know, I remember, you know, my good friends, you know, telling me that there could be 1,000 people, and it only takes one person to think good about you, and then a few months later there'll be 10 people, then there'll be 100, and then gradually over time that whole 1,000 people will, you know, think in a positive manner. But only if you know, are willing to learn from your mistakes and improve yourself as a human being, then people will have time for you.
Mental health in general, especially in these tough times, I think it's very important and people need to take it very seriously. So thank you for sharing this with the fans. The last question for you would be, you never retired from cricket. Like, why is that? Is there a comeback coming? Is Ranji Trophy something that you maybe will target?
Yeah, like, look, my goal is still to play professional cricket. This year, I don't know if there'll be an opportunity. I'll still give it a go. But I think at some point, you know, maybe if I keep myself fit, maybe I can play overseas in some of the leagues. But yeah, I'm still going to like try my best. You just never know. You know, there could be a playing opportunity somewhere. If it's not in England, it's somewhere else. And also, yeah, my goal after cricket is to become a media presenter, broadcaster. So I work, you know, I've got a Monty channel on Twitter. We talk about also other subjects as well, like the COVID virus. Talk about the general election when it was happening in England. So yeah, I want to become a good media broadcaster, not just a media presenter who's good at talking about cricket.
The presenter and the broadcaster piece, I don't think a lot of people know about it. Now that you told them, I'm sure a lot of them will know it. How are you in school? I mean, I remember Shikhar Dhawan recently making a very funny statement. One of my favorite lines. He said, "पापा चाहते थे कि मैं पढ़ाई करूं, पढ़ाई चाहती थी कि मैं ना करूं." So how are you in school when it came to study or education?
Yeah, look, I was clearly good at numbers and science. My dad was, very good at mathematics. Maths and science was easy for me. I wasn't good at reading, so we had to choose a subject between history or geography. I chose geography. And I was good at sciences. I was probably more good at chemistry, physics, maths than biology. And English wasn't my big sort of language, English literature. I wasn't very good at the art subjects. And then I did A-levels in maths, physics, chemistry. Then at university, I did computing and management. I should have done engineering. But then cricket kind of kicked off and I had to start taking things seriously. And then somehow Sachin Paji missed that ball, which was a straight one. And everyone thought I was like an amazing spin bowler. Probably wasn't as good as some people think I am. But, let's be honest, there were times where I did really, really well. There's times I didn't do that great. I think in general, I'm very happy, with how, my career planned out.
The irony of cricket is the person who built his career on spin bowling, his greatest memory of the greatest cricket is the one with the straighter one. The beauty of cricket, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now let's get on to the fun portion. We had a lot of serious talk. We discussed a lot of ups in your career, a few downs, a lot of lessons learned. Let's get to the fun piece. We'll get into a rapid fire round. I'll shoot questions at you and we'll try and see if we can get as honest and quick answers from you. Try to put you on the spot a little, but definitely nothing controversial. Are you okay with it?
Go for it.
All right, perfect. So the count of 3, let's go. Is there one superstition that you had in cricket? Because cricket and superstition do go hand in hand.
Yeah, I probably started off with my right foot whenever I went to bowl. I don't know why. Yeah.
Who's that one person you never want to share a room with?
That's a good question. I don't know, like Carberry, Michael Carberry. He had a very bad BO problem, very sweaty man.
Oh boy, that 2015 series, that's what comes to my mind when I think of Carberry. He getting hit on the head by Mitchell Johnson when he was in that beast mode. But yeah, there are a lot of better memories about Carberry for sure. Who do you think has the smoothest bowling action in world cricket?
Oh, that's a good question. Brett Lee, probably.
And when it comes to spinners?
Spinners, I would say, yeah, Daniel Vittori.
One of my favorite spinners. Which cricketer do you admire the most?
I would say, like James Anderson. I think he's amazing. Alistair Cook, really good cricketers. I think, Virat Kohli. Yeah, Harbhajan Singh as well.
Okay. Who's been your idol in your life? Like somebody that you looked up to?
In cricket?
Cricket, outside cricket, anywhere, whatever motivated you. Somebody who you went to.
Yeah, like I quite like The Rock. He's very good motivator. Yeah, he's good.
If not cricket, what would you be? If it was not for cricket.
Sorry?
If it was not for cricket, what would you be?
I probably would have been worked in the city in London, or maybe just gone into acting.
Who's the toughest batsman to bowl to? That you have
Graham Smith.
What's the one hidden talent that you have that a lot of people don't know?
I'm a very good singer.
Oh. Do you want to go ahead and give it a shot? Maybe a song or something for your fans? Maybe a small one? 10, 15 seconds?
English song.
Either, yeah, that's fine.
Never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut as a poor man stealing. Never made it as a bright man. And this is how you remind me of what I really am. That's it. That's all I could do.
A lot of cricketers that I've recently spoken to on our shows as well. It's surprising how many of them can actually sing well. I don't know why, but maybe that's what keeps them calm in this pressure situations. Maybe. The next question: one person from any other team that you would want to be on your team.
Shoaib Akhtar.
One person who intimidated you the most inside the English dressing room.
I think Andrew Flintoff.
He intimidated the opposition too. So yeah.
Yeah, but he just had a presence, big presence. Yeah.
One player who you think will be a future superstar.
Future superstar. Rishabh Pant.
One Aussie player from your playing days you wish played for England.
Wish played for England?
Yeah.
Mike Hussey.
Mr. Cricket. Andrew Strauss or Alistair Cook, the better captain?
Good question. Andrew Strauss.
The better batsman between the two of them?
Alistair Cook, the better batsman.
Graham Swan or Ashley Giles, the better spinner?
Graham Swan.
One rule that you can change in cricket if you're given a choice, which rule would you change?
Changing cricket?
One rule in cricket that you want to change.
Good question. One rule I would change in cricket. Substitute fielders, as in we're allowed to have extra fielders. One extra fielder.
Oh, you want one extra fielder? Okay, I thought you were saying you should.
One extra fielder is allowed to come on during like an hour, 1 hour in the game. So it could be a crucial moment in the hour. It's like, we need that extra fielder now.
That's very interesting. Actually, a non-existent fielder that you want to add to the book. That's very interesting. I actually thought you were saying you don't want to allow the substitute fielder because I saw off late it's been.
So instead of having 11 fielders, we have 12, but for 1 hour. So it could be like, a crucial crucial moment we could do with an extra catcher, but he's only allowed to be on there for an hour.
Beautiful. That is amazing. I think that's it from my end. I'm exhausted of the questions. I don't think any of the fans have any new questions either. That was fun. Thank you for doing it.
Okay.
Stage open for you so that you can maybe talk to your fans and say whatever you do. The stage is all yours.
Yeah, I just want to say, during this COVID virus, some people will be, be difficult times for some will be reflecting, and just have an optimistic attitude, think about positively about your mindset, and also think about where you want to be in the next couple of years in your life, what goals you want to reach, and what you want to do, what you want to become. And also relationships are important. This is a time where you're with your family and your friends, and it's important to like they say, all different shapes have to get along with each other. Find a way of living in harmony with your friends and your family.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Monty. The finest shows we've had. It was quick, it was crisp, it was honest, and it was very insightful. Thank you for doing it. Thank you all the fans for joining in. It was a pleasure to have all you guys, and I'm pretty sure you must be happy to watch Monty. It definitely brought a lot of smiles and hope to a lot of faces. It's going to go to a lot of fans once they wake up and back in the subcontinent as well. So this is Yash Khandor for the International Cricket Network IPL 360. Signing off. Until next time, for myself and Monty, bye everybody and take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.